Well, shit.
What are y'all doing?
This
This is
is
awful.
awful. And welcome back to episode 6 of Chucky TV series. This episode was like a big step up.
They didn't have no choice but to be a step up from last episode.
Oh, because last episode was rock bottom.
I'm pretty sure they couldn't get no lower than last episode.
Okay, so we got Kyle and Andy back, and
Right.
their whole thing, it wasn't working for me. It was because Andy, and the reason why is because when I look at Andy, for some reason I'm picturing Zach Galifianakis. I don't know. I think it's the beard. Due date is just. It's like, all right. So here's what I'm saying. Remember when Robert Downey Jr. told him to act out a scene, and he was like, you're a coach. You're losing in the fourth quarter. It's halftime. Go. And then he came in there. He was like, hey, what are y'all doing out there? You playing like a girl or something? Like, he was trying to act, but it wasn't acting, and that's what I felt like he was doing. It just
Okay, that I do understand, because him trying to be that census person was not working.
it wasn't working
He
for
was
me.
so fixated on getting to the doll that he was like not staying in character.
And even when he interacted with Jake, he was just so. It's like he was giving a vibe that I wasn't connecting with.
He was tormented by a killer doll all his life, and nobody believed him.
Because look,
become?
but then he was like, "Yeah, I learned this at military school." And like, no, you didn't. They did not teach you that.
It goes along with the vibe of the show, then, because you said the same thing about Chucky. How did he become cool?
Right. That's another thing. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, my whole issue with Charles Lee Ray, seeing him now is just it's like we got a backstory, but we didn't get a transformation. We got him as this little kid when he killed his mom, happy-go-lucky kid, and then we got this guy who was reading Peter Pan to these kids and shit, and then the next time we see frolicking and stuff, skipping, and then the next time we see him, he's this cool, laid-back dude, and he's just he's smoking every time we see him. Like, how do we get there? Because I don't see that person at the orphanage who ran off. I don't see him turning into that. He may be a killer. Like I said, he would be like a, if you've seen the show, Joe, like he seemed like one of those like type of killer.
Like an abducting type of killer, not somebody who girls go with willingly.
Right. Since I can't get that transformation, then his whole backstory is just like it makes no sense. Where was Tiffany at? I mean, him and Tiffany seem like they're Bonnie and Clyde, and that you know what I'm saying, they're slicing people's throat in the middle of the day, and we got no word about Tiffany whenever they speak about Charles Lee Ray being the notorious strangler. Nothing was mentioned about Tiffany, as if she was not there. Because she was not there.
She wasn't there until Don Mancini decided to do this on episode 6 after X amount of movies.
Until them checks started getting rolled in. Oh yeah, there she goes. Right there. Like Jordan said, we opened up with Andy and Kyle. They're going to some house in Charleston, South Carolina, to investigate. I guess there was rumors or something going along. I don't know how they knew that doll went all the way to South Carolina, and they were in Rhode Island.
I was gonna ask, how did they get to that house?
They were in Rhode Island. How'd Chucky get all the way to Charleston, South Carolina? Because that was one of the dolls.
He must have shipped himself again.
That was one of the dolls that was the doll that they burnt.
The finger was burnt.
Yeah, that's when
Nika's therapist or doctor or whatever was trying to convince her that he wasn't real.
They come to this couple. They're pretending to be census agents, which I thought was unique. I thought they were going to be FBI agents, but they went a different route.
Is this the Morrison residence?
Yes.
Hi, we're from the U.S. Census. We have a few minutes of your time.
I've been watching too much Supernatural, but like she said, Andy's there. He's just looking around.
And I ain't never invited no Census Bureau people to sit in the house with me. Like, they come around with them papers. You fill out the paper with them at the door.
Look. First of all, it's 2021. You can do the census online now. Ain't nobody coming to you. They'll mail you that shit. Ain't nobody coming to your
They're not
door.
coming in to interview you,
They
asking
exactly.
how many people live in your house, how many dolls live in your
Look,
house.
so
Like, what?
Susie would have said that. Okay, all right. Let me see some credentials. So after that, she go gets the doll, and then Chucky was like, "You made me do this," and he pulled out the knife, and then Andy, I guess he's just marksman. He just shoots. I don't even know if this is an actual bullet because if you look at it, it's green. I don't think those are real bullets. I think they may have been like pellet guns with like almost real bullets. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know. It had to at least have a silencer or something because it didn't make any noise.
right. I don't even think this is a real gun. I'm looking right now. I just want to make sure.
But you're right. Like, how did he got trained to kill like that at his 1 year of military school too? Because how did he hit Chucky and not the little girl?
Right, and who would even take that risk? You don't know
Exactly. Right. That you don't even know these people right in front of her parents. You just gonna
shoot the doll, and then professional snipers don't even take that shot.
And her parents didn't even do nothing. They're just
Bro,
sitting there stunned.
I
Get
would
up.
have beat Andy up right then and there, fam. So we open up on the opening scene with the glass shards, which was kind of fly, right? And then they got Chucky's face in the reflection, which is kind of like what's gonna happen. Like his face is in the reflection because he's pushing
more preview.
Yeah, because he's pushing her out the window. Andy and Kyle have this little moment of kind of going over the past, and that's when she asked Andy about why did you keep the doll head, and he gave us that bullshit about him POW shit he learned in military school, and then we back at school and they're watching mooses have babies or whatever, and then here come Detective Bad at her job coming in arresting the teacher.
On what grounds, ma'am?
On what grounds? List them. Tell me. Where's your evidence? No, because you ain't finna waste my time. Where's your evidence?
Right, exactly.
You have none.
Y'all really came up in this school in front of all these kids and drugged this woman away from her job for nothing.
Because of juvenile records. And Tiffany and Chucky are having a little back and forth about the body that they're trying to pack in a suitcase, which was the guy they killed in the last episode. And when Tiffany chops the arm off, then blood squirts out on Nika, and then on Chucky, and then Nika comes back. So now we have a theory that it's because Chucky split his soul into multiple things that it's not able to hold back the other soul, so the soul can fight to come forth. Because Tiffany has been in Jennifer Tilly, and Jennifer Tilly was still alive. So why hasn't she, popped back up? Because
turn this man into Voldemort. Nika is just a Horcrux.
Legit, Nika's a horcrux. She has to die in order for Chucky to die. Okay, so now here's what I was referring to in the beginning. We get a flashback of Charles Lee Ray and Tiffany, and they're looking at this car, and there's a guy selling it, and there's a couple that was beheaded or decapitated who owned it.
You shouldn't have told that whole story.
Right, he shouldn't have said.
Normal people would have still wanted to buy the car that somebody got decapitated in.
And I feel like they did it because it kind of sounded like they already knew. Like they're the ones that decapitated them. I'm getting a feeling that we may have missed this car in its significance. Because I know this was the car that they were in when she came and picked him up from the missile institution. The way they looked, and when she said how, it was like they weren't surprised that they got decapitated because they're the ones that did it. That's what I got.
I didn't catch that. I thought they were just excited because somebody got killed in it and they like killing. But that's a good theory.
And so, okay, now here's my thing about like Nika. She pulled it off in the first one, but it's kind of fading in this one. It's too much light on her face, Remember you called it out. You
Yeah,
said now you can see it. I'm like, yeah, I can see it too. Yeah,
she definitely looks like a woman with some with some chocolate sprinkles on her face. That don't even look like a beard.
yeah, that.
What do you call that?
I
That
don't-
aftershave?
and again, it's just this cool guy act. Like, bruh, you weren't cool none of the times we saw you before. Where did you learn this? Where did you learn this coolness?
I feel like the act would have been okay with me if he didn't pull them two girls for a threesome. Like, people try to act cool all the time, you
Right. You know
know?
what I'm saying?
I would have been okay with him just acting like it, but the fact that he got them two girls to come back to the hotel with him, nah.
And then look, he just sitting in the chair like, man, it's two women right there, bruh. You are not, you like, bruh, you ain't too cool to, like, I would be in the bed already. What you doing? Like, you smoking a cig, like, you just too cool for this. That kill, like, what was that, in the broad daylight? Come on, man, like, what are they doing? They that reckless? Again, this is what I'm saying, like, somebody saw them. Somebody knows
Somebody
something.
had to.
Somebody knows something, man.
And nobody went back to investigate. Like, they've been able to drive that car around for all these years after the person who at least somebody knows was trying to sell this car turned up dead.
Right.
They just been driving it around all the time and not get caught.
And did you hear what he said? He said, that's $1,000. Why after he got his throat slashed? He was on the, you didn't hear it? He was on the ground and he said, that's $1,000.
Oh, I thought that was Charles Lee Ray. I thought he was saying that to Tiffany, like she owed him $1,000 now because he
Oh,
saved her the money.
Here you go.
That's $1,000.
You right. They just playing with us now.
They just doing anything.
What you gonna do with the $1,000, sir? Tell me.
Are you upset?
Yes, because he on the ground fighting for his life, talking about that's $1,000. What?
I told you, look, they doing whatever they want to do with this show. And
They should have went how I said. I thought it was Charles Lee Ray mocking the dude. That's what they should have done. Because ain't no way.
he wastes his dying breath. That's $1,000. That was the last words. That was the last words he spoke. Here's something I did like though. I was feeling the whole emotional scene with back at Junior's house when she finally told her family about her diagnosis. I felt like I was sad. It was a very,
Yeah.
it got me back. It got me back into like the episode. I was like, okay, maybe I should take the seriousness of it. There we go. It was like,
Right.
okay, this is, it is a serious matter. Let me get back in tune. So
And it gave us the feeling that they actually have feelings, like they're decent human beings.
Right.
All three of them.
I actually felt like this was not like parody or whatever. Okay, this is serious. They're not just
Right.
playing around. They're serious with this.
Yeah, because so far we've only seen Logan and Junior as assholes, and we've seen the mom as someone who's just like too busy for anything. So we got like some real human emotion out of them in this episode.
So after Junior's mom tells them about her diagnosis, we see Tiffany is playing poker with quote unquote Chucky,
Right.
and it was interesting how they broke how Tiffany was going along with it, and then she finally broke it out. Was like, I stabbed you half an hour ago and you didn't feel a thing.
Is it Chucky doesn't bluff?
Oh, Chucky bluffs, but he doesn't chew on his fingernails. Besides, I stabbed you in the thigh 10 minutes ago. You didn't feel a thing. Oh, if it'd been Chucky, he would.
I know you full
I
of shit.
I could tell she knew though, because she kept poking and prodding, like she was asking about questions about their honeymoon and stuff like that. Like you could tell she was playing with her.
I'm actually starting to like Tiffany's character because she's not as stupid as she portrays. I think she has a plan up her sleeve because she's sick of Chucky ass. We saw she was really sick of his ass back in Seed. Because remember they were
Right, when he no longer wanted to get his body back. Is
Yes.
that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
When
and
he wanted to stay a doll?
yeah, he wanted to keep killing. She, what I'm saying, she had figuratively moved on. So it's gonna be interesting to feel to see when they reconnect with each other. Cause
Right. Well, this was never her plan to begin with. Like she didn't want to be, well, I guess it depends on which part of the plot you going with, but
is
if we're going all the way back to the movies, she didn't really want to be a killer. She just wanted to be with Charles Lee Ray. So
right.
she was doing it to please him.
So it seemed like she just like fell. Well, I don't think. Well, that's what you would get from the movie Tiffany. But
Yeah, that's what I'm
but this
saying. But
Tiffany,
now
this
apparently this
Tiffany,
Tiffany loves to kill,
yeah, she
and that's
right.
what bonded them.
I want to see what she has planned because she obviously is done with Chucky ass, and you can see how because he's always been shit treated her like shit. So
Yeah, but is she done with him though? Because they went back to his childhood home.
yeah, but you heard she said she want to figure out how to keep Nika up and keep Chucky down because
Mm.
she likes Nika more.
I just want to know what was Nika's end game. I mean, obviously it was like to not get killed, but
Right.
how long did she think she could keep this up as a paraplegic? At some point, you gotta get up.
So
She was keeping herself alive for a solid hour.
she had literally nothing.
She had no leg to stand on. Okay, 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 okay.
Right. Devin, Lexi, and Jake are back at his house, and they think of Andy, and it's basically they get Andy on the phone. He basically tells Jake, "There's nothing you can do. Chucky will find you, and he'll find you at your most vulnerable." So I guess he gave him some type of hint, so something to go off of, but it wasn't really
Right.
enough. And so now he's
Well, it was because he said that's going to be at Junior's house. So then they know to go back to Junior's house.
this
Even though, I mean, he was going to end up there anyway because that's where he's staying.
this turned into Chucky Home Alone real quick. He went home.
We'll know if the Holy Ghost sneaks in.
What?
She's our alarm.
They have an alarm, and it's from this century.
Well, we don't want the cops here.
That booby trap.
That booby trap. They went home and made a booby trap. And can we talk about how they came up with the plan? He watched the movie and they went and reenacted it the same night. Who are you? Anyway, Lexi and Junior break up in the most over dramatic. I love you. What? I love you.
No.
Don't do this.
Yeah, she should have known that shit was over. I mean, she was acting all hardcore when they was at the town hall meeting,
Yeah.
and she was holding Jake's hand.
Talking about
So she should have known it was over.
I just been going through so much. Like, bro, y'all are in middle school. We have not what is this stuff you going through?
We ain't forget.
We ain't forget. Like, I know y'all. I know they got y'all grown in this, but we ain't forget though. Now Tiffany is at Chucky's old house, and that's the lady that she's working with, the realtor. That's the lady who bit the apple, who was talking too much. That's
Is
her.
it really?
Yeah, that's her.
So are we supposed to get the feeling that this is like a small town? Like,
Yes, Hackensack is a small town. Yes,
okay.
that's what they're going for.
Well, apparently it's been for sale for 50 years now.
'Cause, oh yeah,
How old is Charles? And he left when he was like 6 or something.
and then that she said no one's lived there since, right? If I'm correct.
Yeah. Since the murders.
And then we see she has Nika tied up in the trunk, still herself. So Chucky hasn't bounced. She did hit her in the back of the head, and I thought I was wrong because I thought when she hit her in the back of the head, she was bringing Chucky back. Because ain't that how Chucky?
Oh yeah.
I thought that's what was happening when she hit her head with that skillet. I thought she was doing that to bring Chucky back to the front, but she wasn't. She was just doing that to knock her out and move her and put her in the trunk.
Well, going back to the whole Horcrux thing, maybe he's really weak now because Andy and Kyle
Just
went
killed.
and killed
Ah,
a Chucky. So maybe he can't come back, or maybe it's going to be harder for him to come back into Nika's body.
uh-huh. That makes sense. Which again, I don't know why he wasn't transferring his soul into humans. I guess it would be the same thing. They would probably be coming back and shit since he's so
Yeah.
spread so thin.
And
Okay,
humans can talk. Like Nika tried to expose him.
so yeah, okay, that makes sense. After that was a really good point. After after that, we were back with Detective bad at her job, and she's explaining all of this bullshit evidence. And she's so smug with it. She's like, "Here's your juvie records. Here's a scalpel that you touched in the biology lab because you're the biology teacher. Like, bro, that's all circumstantial evidence."
And she said you were like the next person in line to be
The person,
principal, so
like,
you have all the prints all over the principal's office. She's like, bro, I work
I
here.
work. I've been in that office before. Like,
Right.
you think this woman just hauled off and chopped somebody's head off just to be principal? Like,
Yeah.
you
She
think
thought
it's,
she was gonna lay that evidence out, and the teacher's gonna be like, well, you got
you
me.
like, bro, this shit is not going the way you think it's gonna go. And so after that, Junior and his mom, she's at therapy. Her and Junior have this little exchange, and she's like, "What do you talk?" He's like, "What do you talk about up there?" And she was like, "It took her a while." And I was wondering what she was gonna say, and she was like, "Things that we don't talk about at home."
I think it's just hard for her to talk about. Like, you don't want to talk to your child about dying.
It injected some realness into the show because people
Hmm.
people go through that every day, so it's like, you know.
Yeah.
It's real sad. And when she got out the car, we hear Chucky laughing. I thought he was gonna come out to Junior, and then Junior will find out Chucky's real, and then now he's on the bandwagon. But no, again,
But no.
surprise, he's upstairs killing Junior's mother with this awesome death scene. Pushes her out the window, and it's so dramatic and slow. I'm starting to get Aunt Maggie vibes. You were getting Aunt Maggie vibes. I don't know if you got the same type of Aunt Maggie
Definitely
vibe.
got Aunt Maggie vibes going out the window.
And so I enjoyed the slow motion, and then they switch back to Chucky, and he's waving at her, and so it it took that real serious moment, and it kind of like I don't know how to explain it because it's like I feel like she deserved more. I feel like her death deserved more.
Yeah, but this is still a horror comedy. Like, you could kind of go off the thing like Chucky was kind of doing her a favor. She was about to die anyway. So if he was going to kill anybody in this episode, it might as well be the one who was closest to death.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have killed her. I'd have left her alive for last. It was like, oh, I don't have to. Look, you already marked. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't no challenge for me. I actually
Yeah.
thought this was a little bit beneath Chucky to kill her. Like what do you get out of killing her? She's already finna die.
But you like how she fell out the window and landed right there.
Right on the car, and her face kind of went straight through the glass, like looking right at Junior. Like that was like it's sadistic, it's evil, it's just like
That's very evil.
it's very evil, and I fucking love it.
When I dream of dying.
Then
I think his reaction was realistic. Like, you see him in shock first. Like, it has to hit first what actually just took place. Like, how often do you see a person come through a car? So it like had to hit first, and then he jumped out the car, and then he screamed. Like, it felt realistic.
right, and then when you look at it, her face is like the blood is dripping down her face onto the. And again, remember I told you when the cart hit first, that's what I thought. I thought that was her body. It was so good because Junior was looking because it was
Away.
it was a dude outside. It seemed like everybody was looking up, and so Junior, I thought he was gonna see her fall, like
Hmm.
actually watching it, and then that's when they hit on the other side. Then he looked that way, and then it hit him there, and then I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And then it's her,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, like I was shook, like shooketh. That
Yeah.
shooketh me. Good job, like good job. We've been talking a lot of shit. But you got something, you got it right, God damn it, because that was mwah.
Yeah. In that scene, it was like just enough.
They didn't
It
go too
was
far.
just enough.
They didn't go too far. It was like right on that. It was right on that line
Uh-huh.
for me of like
Like something distracted him. Then he saw something fall, and he's like you might think, oh, it's just a car. It's nothing, even though this car is smashed. And then he gets
that smack, and it's like he looking right at his mom, blood dripping down her.
yeah.
That was so. And then the therapist is back with Jake, met with Jake Jr. and Logan, and she's like, if you need anything, call me. Like, no,
Absolutely not.
my wife.
My wife called you, and look what happened to her.
She jumped right out the window.
Lose our number. Do not ever come back here ever again.
So Devin and his mom have a conversation. He came out to her, but she kind of like, she said it for him because I don't think he was going to say it right there either. Remember when he was like, Jake? And she was like, is it Jake? And he was like, yeah. And then, you know, they hugged or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's realistic too. Like that's a big thing for a middle school kid to have to I don't want to say admit to, because that makes it seem like it's a guilty thing, which it's not, but just something that you have to tell your parents, not knowing how they're going to react. So it's nice that she was on the forefront of it and just said it for him so that she could say, like, you know, it's all good.
Is that how you feel? About Jake?
Yeah.
That's what you would hope for you know, everyone. So Lexi, Devin, and Jake are at the house. They set up this booby trap with the dolls, and they have this moment on the stairs about Laurie Strode, which I appreciated because she is the best scream queen. And Chucky shows up, comes through the glass window, boom, kicking ass.
No, wait. The doll moves first.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they know he's there.
The doll
little doll
moves.
they set up moved a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, it's go time."
And Chucky,
Like, what was that?
they again, they're just filling up airtime at this point. Chucky runs up on Lexi.
I got you now, bitch. But I'll let you go on one condition.
What?
All you gotta do is kill Jake.
And for some reason, he's like, "All right, Lexi, I'll let you live if you kill Jake." At this point, I don't know what his motive could possibly be.
Maybe he's starting to realize that Jake's a little bitch. He thought he was gonna be able to manipulate Jake, and it hasn't gone in his favor. So now he's like, he got to die.
Right. But why is he asking Lexi to do it? Didn't you just learn your lesson from Jake? They ain't killers, fam. Why would you try this again?
But he knows Lexi's evil.
Lexi ain't. I mean, Lexi's, man, she's mean.
Well, she's kid evil.
She's kid evil.
She's kid evil, but Chucky don't know the difference.
Man, Chucky know. He know that girl was not finna. He ain't no idiot now. So as I thought, she didn't go for it. Jake took his sweet time running up on Chucky. Didn't even get a swing off. Chucky sliced and diced and went through that man's leg.
He was being so loud.
Just creaking. Every step was a creak. Every step.
If you was gonna do that, you should have just ran up and hit him.
Lexi's supposed to hit him, and then when she ran at him, that's when he ran from her, sliced Jake ass up, ran outside. Devin tased his ass as soon as he hit the corner. Taser shocked his ass, and then that's when he was like, "Man, I'm getting too old for this shit." And then he just ran past
dealing with these kids.
He just ran past Devin. I thought he was finna fuck Devin up. I thought Devin was gonna be the second kill. I thought Devin was gonna be the second kill, but nope, it was his mother. Which, why was she there? Chucky.
I would hate to have a detective as a mom.
And then Chucky's just, we getting more Child's Play 1 vibes. He came out the vent. Remember, he came out the vent at the end of Child's Play 1 when the officer took his head from outside and he was like, "Come on." And he put it on a table and he came out the thing and he was choking him. He was like, "Kill him." And he came out there, something similar in this one, and she fell down the stairs and broke her neck. The detective, as I said, she's going to find out and then she going to get dead. I said that in like the very first episode.
You called it, and now we left with a dead body and these three teenagers.
Somebody got to answer for it. Somebody has to answer for it. And looking at the previews for the next, like, I think they're going to start turning up. I'm not going to lie. I think they're going to start turning up. So what was the worst thing you thought about this episode?
This is awful. just like in Child's Play 1.
Let it go.
How the hell? No, there's actually two levels to my This Is Awful. Number one, how the hell when Chucky was trying to kill Junior's mom, how did that cart running into her give her enough impact to break the glass of the window? I'm pretty sure the people who designed these buildings thought about, what if somebody bumps into this window? I'm pretty sure they made those windows thick enough. If the whole side is glass, I'm pretty sure they made it thick enough for minor incidents to occur.
First of all, you gotta understand, Chucky's a supernaturally possessed doll. He has strengths that mere mortals do not have. He could have built up enough. Listen, he could have built up enough force and inertia and Newton's first law that says what's in motion stays in motion, and that caused the window to break.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad you brought science into this because
That was not science. I was just saying a whole bunch of stuff I knew that
no,
was not science.
I'm glad you I'm glad you tried to justify that because now I'm getting to my real This Is Awful.
Okay.
If her whole body was able to break through that glass based on the impact of a cart that was pushed by a doll, why did her body not break through the much thinner glass of the car after falling from X amount of feet from the sky? Because they was up high. No. Let me finish. They were up high.
Listen, I'm about to tell you.
If you dropped a penny from the top of that building, it would have shattered the whole glass.
Listen.
So how did she not shatter and fall on top of Junior?
Because you got to understand, at 55 feet per second, Newton's law.
Shut the fuck up.
They be saying Big Bang Theory. per second. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I'm gonna try to justify why This Is Awful.
Okay.
The first This Is Awful is her falling through the glass, and the real This Is Awful is if she fell through that glass, how did she not fall through the glass of the car?
My This Is Awful is your This Is Awful. That kill was great. She does not have to fall through the glass because you don't know how strong car window glasses are these days.
Oh, but you trying to tell me it's gonna be stronger than the glass on the side of a building?
I mean, there's more chances of that car windshield breaking than that glass in the building because car accidents and people falling out of windows. So
you're telling me that they make you can't even say this with a straight.
No, I said people fall out of windows. Whoa, you never know. You never know when somebody like fall out of window on your windshield. You don't want that to fall in on you. You don't want that to fall in on you.
This is awful.
All right, look. We've been up all day. We are going to end the episode right there. I actually enjoyed this episode. I'm excited for the last 2 episodes. I've accepted this TV show for what it is. I'm not going to be too hard on it anymore now that I know what it is.
I agree. I didn't have many expectations coming into this episode after the last one, but I really did enjoy this one for what it was.
All right.
There were some really good parts.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you if you made it to the end of the video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, y'all.